After that comes the GTO test. One thing also is they're called the PIQ. So in the PIQ or the personal information questionnaire, you give your all biodata, which is kept with the interviewing officer and with the psychologist. It helps them understand your personality and see your background. But the GTO does not have a copy of that. Our assessment of the GTO's assessment of the candidate is completely based on the performance on the day of the test. So GTO does not have any background knowledge about you, but the psychologist and the interviewing officer, they have the background knowledge about you. So the GTO tests, they are designed to see how you work within a group and how you contribute to the group. Like the tests are all leaderless. There is only in the command task you are made a leader. Otherwise, generally, all the GTO tasks are leaderless. That means you are free to assume the role of a leader, a follower, or a loser. So, what role you take determines your success. We want people who assume the role of leader when they can, and at times, when forced to, they become good followers also. So, the SSB in the GTO task, in the group task, we see that how are you behaving as a group member? Which role do you take? Are you leader, follower, or loser? And uh, when you are interacting with the group, what contribution do you make to the group success? Like if in PPDT, in the PGT, you have to move from one place to another. Are you able to give solutions to help the group? Are you contributing by physically working hard? So those things are seen in the GTO test. So what are the schedule for the GTO test? On the first day, first four tests are very important. They are called group discussion, group planning, progressive group task, and group obstacle race. These are the basic series tests. So first two tasks, if you see GD and GP, they exercise your brain. And the PGT and the GOR, that is a snake race, they are physical tasks. They exercise your body and your we see your mind body coordination. So in the first four tests, your basic assessment is done. So it is called basic series test. Then in the next four tests, we see you in more detail. Whatever negatives we find out about you, we go more in detail so that we can make out if your negative is very bad or very it can be overcome by some training. So in the half group task, lecturate, individual obstacle, command task, we see you as individuals or as part of a small group. And we see you in much more detail than in the first four tests. When this confirms our findings, then in the final group task, we again see you working as a big group. As we don't see you as individuals anymore, we see you as working as a group so that our analysis of your personality is not biased. And finally, after the final group task, we give the final verdict in our report about you, whether you are pass, whether you are fail, or whether you are borderliner. Okay, like if you are pass or you are failed but borderliner fail, or failed and completely failed, that kind of assessment we do. So what is there in the group discussion is like you discuss with your friends. First two topics are given and you it's a high level topics. You will discuss it for 20 minutes and then you will get one easy topic for 20 minutes and you discuss it for 20 minutes. So two group discussion topics are there. The second topic is easy so that those who cannot do well in the first one, at least they can do well in the second one. Then in the group planning exercise, you are given a situation, you are shown a map, and a story is given, and you are supposed to write your individual solutions, and then you are supposed to discuss and then give a group solution, like and nominate somebody to give the group solution, like in the PPDT in stage one. So as you can see, if you remember, stage one is a small SSB going on, and the actual test that you see, group planning exercise, is part of the PPDT. Even in PPT, you have the psychological aspects of TAT and all going in. So we have picked up pieces of the GTO and made a SSB stage one. And in SSB stage two, we make you do the complete thing. So in the first four tests, we see your brain and your body and the coordination relation in between them. your negative aspects, whatever is wrong with you, we can find out. Fear of heights, unfit nature, not being able to make friends, so many things we can find out about you in the four initial tests. After that, in the next four tests, if we have found something bad about you, then we look more specifically into you. Like, for example, in the individual obstacle, we can make out whether you are unfit, you have a fear of height, fear of depth, anything. If we feel you are not confident, then command task it comes out. If we think that your awareness levels are low, lecture it में पता चल जाएगा. If you think that your brain hand-eye coordination, your physical fitness is bad, half rules class में पता चल जाएगा. So all these tasks help us to find out about your officer-like qualities. Then next is second half, final group tasks. Here we make you work as a group again. So it is a, we see that, finally we see कि हाँ ये बंदा actual में कैसा है. Let's look at him in a fresh perspective again. So here we finalize our test result and you are graded as pass or fail. And fail में दो type of grading होता है. एक होता है कि जो borderliner who may pass in the future, और एक होता है बिल्कुल fail. Okay. So ये होते हैं schedule for the GTO test and what the GTO test consists of. Over 2 days, 9 tests you'll be going through. Now, some people will ask you, if there are 9 tests in GTO, 4 tests in the psychology, and only 45 minutes in interview, which one is most important? Actually, all three are important, plus board conference is also very important because each one carries 225 marks and total your score is 900. Like in written, you have two subjects for NDA and three for CDSE. So 900 marks for NDA in written exam and 900 for SSB. Whereas in the CDSE, there are 300 marks and for the written exam, and for here you have 900, which gets reduced down to 600 proportionately, and your overall score comes out from 900. So schedule for the so that is how the assessment is done. Each test is important. Each you can be failed by anybody, but to pass, everybody has to agree to pass you. Also, because the system is very kind, even if you are passed by only 1%, there is still a chance of you passing. Therefore, you should not feel perturbed if you don't do properly in any test. Maybe you will do better in the other test and then still you will pass. So that is for the GTO test.